Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This is HD StarCraft, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys another Heart of the Swarm broadcast. And I'm so excited because we've got a returning player here that I've casted a couple of times in my history, my career of casting StarCraft 2. It is Captain Waffles. How you doing today, man? He is going to be the red Terran in the top right-hand corner of Whirlwind, and his opponent today is going to be the blue Zerg. It's time for a TVZ, that is right. And his name is ROH Kids. I don't know how to pronounce it. I think it's Rock Kids, maybe. So it is going to be Rock Kids versus Captain Waffles, ZVT, and this is my favorite matchup of all time, and it's been made even better, I feel like, in Heart of the Storm. There's so many crazy things that can happen. One of the greatest games I think I've ever casted was Lomo versus Coldfront, which was the most epic ZVT of all time. If you guys haven't seen that yet, stop this video right now, in fact, and go check it out. It's in my archives. Just type in Lomo versus Coldfront and it will pull up. It's a great Zerg versus Terran. I hope this one can stand up to that. Once again, I want to reiterate, if you guys have any sick replays or any replays of the pros, you're watching any of them streaming or anything like that, you want me to cast these games, feel free to send a link to the replays to me at HDreplays@gmail.com, and I promise I will take a look at that. So please do. I'm accepting all types of replays as of right now, so let's go ahead and try to get that inbox filled up. I have like 10,000 new ones every day, so it gets a little crazy, but you know, I do try to search through it as effectively as I can. Sometimes I get some weird emails too. I get a lot of emails from foreign countries, and especially from Africa, which is really weird. I think people use my email in the wrong way. Shame on you. You shouldn't be doing that. I need to get like a spam blocker or something. And just by me saying that right now, I'm probably going to get more like spam mail. Thanks a lot, guys. GG. Anyways, it is going to be a Zerg versus Terran, and we will see what happens. This is going to be on Whirlwind, which is a map that was introduced into the GSL not too long ago. Actually, maybe about a year ago, in fact, maybe longer. So it is an older map, but it is a map where I do feel like, you know, it's a big map. Obviously, just look at the bottom left-hand corner. Lots of expansions. You can go anywhere you please. And on top of that, they have cross-spawn here. So this could get a little bit ridiculous. But then again, last time I predicted a ridiculously long macro matchup. It was with Whitera, and it was in that show match that he played. And it was on Whirlwind, and that was like a 9-minute match. So who knows? I could be wrong as well. But then again, here comes Captain Waffles with that quick command center. He does actually block off the scouting worker with the way he's laid out the front door, which is interesting because he prevents scouting info to a certain degree. Obviously, there's a little bit of show and tell when you put the command center in the front like that. And look at that, we have a little bit of a little satellite thing coming out of that supply depot. So more cool stuff, more little doodads coming out for these players here in Heart of the Storm. Do love quite a bit all these little cosmetic differences you can apply, obviously. Might be some of the differences that you get for just playing and leveling up your account on StarCraft 2. You do get some, I do believe you get some cool cosmetic effects if you upgrade those things. So anyways, more reason to play the ladder, more reason to beat the campaign, obviously, which I've already done on Brutal. If you guys haven't seen any of those videos yet, do please check them out. But anyways, it is going to be time for an expansion here for Captain Waffles as he brings his command center down to the natural. And currently income at 21 to 24. You can see units lost. Actually, only the Terran has lost something so far, which is a bit surprising. I wonder what it is. Probably an SCV, and he might have canceled like a unit or something like that as well to be at such an odd number. 74 usually isn't a number that you see. It's usually 50, 100, 150 or something like that, but if you get anything in between, it's usually because of a cancellation. Kids right now is busy working down the creep tumors. He did actually mine gas, and so he's now researching the spawning pool metabolic boost upgrade. You can tell by the way that pipe right there is kind of pulsating every few seconds. It's extracting the DNA from the pool and sending it to another area, trying to get that genetic research done. And we do actually have a Widow Mine in construction from Captain Waffles. Now, I think the Widow Mine here is just purely for defensive purposes. I don't think he's going to go for an all-out Widow Mine build, but then again, I could be wrong. On this map, I can see Widow Mines actually being pretty damn effective, as there's a lot of closed-off choke points, a lot of narrow little gaps right here and whatnot that you can use Widow Mines to great effect. A lot of ramps as well. So if he decides to go producing Widow Mines in mass, I couldn't fault him either, but I do feel like Widow Mines, they shine most against Protoss. Not to say that they're not good against Zerg, but they do shine most against Protoss. So we'll see what Captain Waffles does, because he is on the reactor right now, but he's not producing anything, which is interesting. I think that's probably because he's supply blocked. Yeah, He's quite supply blocked right now at 46 caps, so he's making 2 depots right now. A bit of a mistake right there. I mean, it happens, you know, from time to time. We do have a couple of Hellions here hiding in the brush. They are there at the Xel'Naga Tower, and now they're driving off. So a couple of Hellions were produced. I like that. Wow, look at these Overlords, and Rokid's positioning on the Overlords is pro. He's putting them in all the locations where a Terran player will not be able to see them, you know, at least not in the early game, and it gives them just great scouting vision. And you can see these Hellions that are driving around the map right now just because of the way he's positioned his Overlord. So I really like that. But the Hellions are here. They've arrived at the hatchery, and they are going to begin burninating. Trogdor has arrived, but I don't think that hatchery is in too much trouble. It's quite resistant to fire. And now the Hellions are now on the low ground. A couple of Queens are here, and they are doing their job spreading creep tumors, and of course doing their job defending against the Hellions. And you know, I really like the Overlord placement so far from the... What is this? Is this like a secret doodad or something? I've never seen this before on this map. That's pretty cool. Anyways, there's Overlords just all over the place in really smart positions, giving the Zerg player all that great scouting info. This is also because Overlords move a little bit faster as of a prior update. For Zerg, you can actually get them in position much quicker in all matchups, especially ZVT, because usually in ZVT, you're used to seeing a Terran sending out a few Marines and taking out those Overlords before they can get set up. But nowadays, the Zerg player does have that little bit of an advantage, so that's kind of nice. And look at this, man. He is really making this supply depot satellite wall to great effect. He's got a couple more supply depots at the front here. He's got supply depots back here in case of an incursion of Zerg forces. And he is now moving out with some of his Marines and Hellions. We do actually have centrifugal hooks on the way from the Baneling Nest and a Spire. So we're looking at Baneling Muta possibly from Rokids. Not going to go for the popular Roach Hydra, which, oh, it just got scanned though. Everything just got seen within that radius of the circle. Unfortunately, I don't know why he didn't place it like over here or something, because usually when you place your tech right next to the layer, that's the thing that gets scouted first. So unfortunately for Rokids now, this is all going to be sniffed out. But anyways, he is going to go for Banelings and for Mutas, and he's even getting +1 flyer attacks. We'll see how effective that will be. There's an Overseer floating over the comsat, floating over the satellite of the orbital command here. And nothing actually that... Oh, there you go. Captain Waffles stimming a couple of Marines, going to bring it back. And a hidden Marine comes out. I don't know if Captain Waffles actually saw that. I'm sure he did. He'll probably take it out after he tries to kill off this Overlord. But the Overlord is gone. And it is away. And that Marine actually... he's clicking on it. He's going to kill it. So zapped by the drill of the SCV. But I think Captain Waffles... He's got to be careful here. He's got to get some missile turrets ready, because at any moment those mutas are going to be coming in. Yeah, there we go. Missile turrets already up. Got 2 over here, and he's got a couple over here as well. Don't forget, Widow Mines are actually really good against air as well as you know, against mutas. If they activate and proc on a group of mutalists, say goodbye. that can do a lot of damage. So Rokids has to be extra careful here. He's actually gonna use the mutas in defense first to try to prevent these Hellions, but the Hellions gonna leak on by. They are inside the third, and the drones are all stacking up, but the Banelings are coming, and Banelings are pretty good against Hellions. But it looks like they will not be needed. They will not need to sacrifice themselves, as there was more than enough Zerglings there. And that Hellion squad is stopped in its tracks. Rokids can go ahead and go back to mining. Meanwhile, a medevac is coming in. No doubt using Ignite Afterburners. It is on cooldown right now. And oh no, the medevac is going to get taken out. Mutas are here, and the Spore gets the last. No, actually, it did not get the KS. So the Mutas did finish it off. But, you know, the first opening few seconds of this game, both players, I think, wow, look at that. The resources lost infinitely higher for Captain Waffles. And so sorry there, guys. My game actually crashed. I had to restart the video right here. Anyways, restarting the cast, and what was I about to say? Oh yes, the units lost tab much higher for Captain Waffles, because he did lose that medevac, but hey, look at this. It might actually go even more higher, because Rokids right now is making a ton of Banelings. He's got 31 Banelings that just morphed out in the middle. His creep tumorage is spreading to the center as well. The upgrades for Drilling Claws is on the way for the Widow Mines, but unless... I'm a little bit worried right now, to be honest, for Captain Waffles, because this is a very large Baneling army. Should it decide to roll in, I'm not sure if Captain Waffles has enough to stop this. Now, he does have some Widow Mines, But I don't know, man. This is a lot of Banelings and Zerglings. We'll see what happens. In fact, the scouting Marines will not see the Banelings. They tag the Xel'Naga Tower as the majority of the Zerg army was on the way out already. And oh no, this could be terrible. The Mutalisks do take a big hit from the Widow Mines though, but in a way it clears the way for the Zerglings and Banelings. And now look at all the Zerglings and Banelings. They're going to be able to take out the SCVs back here. And the SCVs are trying to flee. They're running to the back. They have nowhere to go though. And once these Banelings get there, even without the Banelings, the Zerglings can just take them out, and that's exactly what Rogue Kids does. Some more Widow Mines are coming in through here, but they don't have Drilling Claws research just yet. They are taken out before they can get underground. That is the problem with having a mine that takes 3 seconds to burrow instead of burrowing immediately. And wow, Captain Waffles now really on the back foot. Kind of a surprise attack from Rogue Kids. I don't think Captain Waffles even saw it coming, because he sent the 4 Marines over here to the Xel'Naga Tower to find out exactly what was going on. And as he touched the tower, the Zerg units were already on the way out, so he never saw that attack coming. But then again, even if he had seen it coming, the question remains, would he have been able to stop it? I'm not too sure he could have. He just didn't have the Sim City going on at this base to protect. He needed barracks, he needed buildings to wall it off, and unfortunately he never really had that going for him. So that attack was brutal and did a great deal of damage right there to the Terran player. He's lost 17 SCVs now. The units lost, actually the Zerg has lost a little bit more than the Terran, but I think that's going to even out considering that the Terran lost so many workers. And I'm actually surprised Captain Waffles is holding on tight with his supply count. He's not that far behind, so maybe he's not as far down as you would have thought, but that was still a brilliant attack by the Zerg, just well orchestrated, coming in there and taking out the large portion of that base and killing off all those SCVs. But I guess maybe he lost more Zerglings and Banelings than he should have, because really he rushed everything in here. He lost a lot of his army units, and he did kill off 18 SCVs, but he never killed off the command center, and he lost a lot of Zerglings and Zerg units as a result. So maybe that's why the discrepancy for the resources lost, the units lost, is there. Anyways, Captain Waffles is now approaching another base. 1, 2, 3, 4 bases now. The Zerg is on 4 bases himself. He needs to think about getting a 5th, actually, is what he needs to think about doing right now, because you don't want to fall behind in bases to a Terran player. You know, Marines are just so cheap and so effective against Zerg, and they come out very, very easily. You need that extra base of economy in order to keep up with the Terran. And here comes these Mutas once again, but the Widow Mines are there. He's got to be careful. He actually set one of these supply depots on fire, though, so it is going to burn, and it's going to go down, but not really a big deal there. And he's got to be careful. I feel like Rogue Kids has to be careful about those Widow Mines and their ability to just take out clumps of Zerg units. But he's going to go for another attack. He knows about the command center coming up here. He's got to be careful. There's a Thor back there. A lot of Marines behind the siege tanks as well, but most of the Zerg units just going to commit. And I don't know if that was worth it. The Marines were really well positioned there. They were hiding behind the siege tanks. There were some Hellbats mixed in for good effect as well. And Captain Waffles wins that battle convincingly. His upgrades are really good as well, considering we are now, what, 19 minutes in? He's almost maxed. The Zerg player is at 2-2, so he has one slight advantage. He's got the weapons advantage, and you can see how that helped in that fight. Plus his positioning, I think, was phenomenal. The command center is on fire, but that's okay. He can send a few SCVs to repair it before it burns down. And now he's on the move. He's going through the center of the map, trying to take out as many creep tumors as he can. But that's a lot of creep to punch through. These two Grandmasters players are just going neck and neck right now, but I think Captain Waffles has the advantage. He's not in the best position though, and oh no, losing a bunch of Marines right there. All the siege tanks going down, and the Zerglings and Mutas getting the surround are going to get penetration, and they will take out that Terran army. The medevacs now realizing it's a lost cause. They're out of there. They didn't try to save the Thors, though, which you would think they would have tried to at least, considering they're pretty expensive. You know, just pick them up and get out, but unfortunately he did not. I guess the medevacs are like, forget that. If we pick up the Thors, we're going to slow down. Ignite Afterburners will not work. So they decide not to save those 2 Thors, and now Maybe Captain Waffles with a bit of an overcommitment, and he, whoa, that command center's still on fire. I think he must have realized at the last second right there that he needs to repair it, and luckily he did, otherwise he would have lost it, now transforming it into a planetary fortress, of course. So very, very cool game. 72 workers to 79 resources, workers lost, still in favor of the Zerg player, obviously, but it is so close right now. I would almost argue that Captain Waffles has the edge because he's got a bit more of a surplus going for him. And I think the reason why is Rokid still doesn't have a 5th base, but he does have Ultras on the field, and Ultras are so good against Terran. They're ripping these Marines and tanks like they weren't even there. A couple of claws, and that metal just gets sliced and diced. And wow, I think Captain Waffles just realized how much trouble he's in, because once Ultras get on the map, you have got to switch up your tech. You cannot rely on Marines and tanks anymore. You gotta get some Marauders out in the field, and you can see he's trying to make 2 Marauders right now. He's also going for a bit of a side attack here. If he can delay this 5th hatchery from going up, then that's gonna be absolutely phenomenal. But the Ultras are coming in, center set from the Marines, and Hellbat's able to take out the hatchery. No, but Rokids gets to cancel off. He actually saved his money and then rebuilt it. Very nice micro from both players. Just trying to eke out every last margin, every last edge they possibly can for the victory here. But Captain Waffles goes in with this medevac once again, trying to drop behind his base, so the Ultras are there, ready and waiting. They're just so hungry. They want more Marines, more Marauders, more everything. And Captain Waffles says, all right, I'm out of here. Gets the medevac out. And what a game, man. 22 minutes in, we haven't had any shortage of action. A little bit of Marine patrol detail here, and here comes another medevac from Captain Waffles, gonna drop inside this base. Couple of spine crawlers now coming up, but the Ultras are there, and they should be able to push these Marines away. That's the advantage. That's why you have got to get creep spread amongst all your bases. That helps defend when there are medevac drops just like this, because you can get your units in position so easily. Speaking of which, is he going to be able to save this base? I'm not sure. Captain Waffles is maybe going to take out a base here, but the Infestors have made their way on the field. It looks like this attack is going to get cleaned up, and will this attack get cleaned up? I think so. Rokids with the last second save, bringing out the Infestor technology, but another drop behind this base, and this one hits home. He kills off several drones with 4 Marines remaining. You can see the kill count on these 4 Marines, and the Captain Waffles strategy of constantly dropping all over the place is starting to break the back of Rokids. Rokids now trying to replenish his drone count, making 17. You can see how much it hurts the Zerg player when they lose this many workers. Not a optimal strategy at all, but both of them just have so many bases right now that even though the Zerg lost a few drones here or there, it's not the end of the world. He can rebuild, and that's exactly what he's doing. He's making more drones right now. In fact, his production tab is completely cleared out because he's zeroed out, or he's maxed out, however what you want to think about it. And at this point, I think Rokids, once you're maxed out like this, you gotta think about just starting to expand wildly, getting redundant bases across the map, and maybe making, a lot of spine crawlers and banelings. That's really smart. So that's what he's going for right now. And banelings and ultras are just so good against marine biomech just like this. But the hatchery goes down. The a lot of widow mines here. Wow. Captain Waffles reincorporating the widow mine here in the late game as another medevac sneaks its way in. This medevac does not have a widow mine in tow, but he doesn't need to have a widow mine to do damage, and he is going to be able to do some damage here and force Rokids to make up a decision here. Do I go and defend this base, or do I attack the encampment of the Terran player, which is powered by tanks and widow mines? And I think he's gonna go and defend this hatchery first, but the problem is these boosted medevacs are so irritating for Zerg to deal with. Captain Waffles is so smart, exploiting the medevac, getting them in position to constantly drop all over the place, and once again, just eking out damage wherever possible, and just applying this pressure, starting to really put the pressure on Rokids. And look at this army now, says, all right, mission accomplished, guys, let's go home. Hatchery down, putting the Zerg right back down to 4 bases, and you can see now that Rokids is saying, okay, forget expanding to the south, I'm gonna expand to the north now, and hope that these hatcheries will be fine. Look at these 2 SCVs, they're trying to take out these Ultras Lollers. That won't ever happen. And Rokids now, man, he's just got such a big army. Ultra Infestor. He's got to be careful, though, about those widow mines. They do 125 damage to a single target, so they do quite a bit to ultras. Just like widow mines were the counter to ultras in the late game not widow mines, but spider mines in Brood War. So are widow mines, and oh, those Marines just get completely clobbered acid just exploding all over the place, taking out those Marines. Unfortunate right there for Captain Waffles. Not the best micro, but you can see now going into Raven production is the Terran player. Durable materials and Corvid reactors on the way as well. And the only reason why you see that in the late game now is because that is the way to stop late game Zerg. You have to go into Sky Terran, just like how Protoss have to go into Sky Toss. The Terran's version is battlecruisers and Ravens, man. You can't rely on the ground forever. Air supremacy is key, and that's exactly what Rokids is going to try to do. Excuse me, Captain Waffles is going to try to go for now, and Rokids will have to figure out a way to stop those Ravens and those Seeker missiles. But hey, look at this. The attack from the Zerg player thinking about going in, but he decides to pull back because of the Marines, the Marauders, the infantry on the ground, once again doing damage, dropping all over the place, and this Ultra is having a bit of a problem here. He can't get, finally he gets his claws to attack those Marines, and he takes him out. Woo! That Marauder flew almost off, his corpse almost falling out into the crevasse below. And this hatchery is actually saved miraculously. I don't know how that hatchery has 86 HP left. At the very last second, somehow Rokids was able to make the save, but I definitely feel like so far in this game, the Zerg player has just been on the back foot, man. His hatcheries are bleeding. He's been under constant attack. He has to be on the offensive here. He cannot sit back and wait forever. And that's exactly what he's going to do right now. But the Ravens are here. Ravens, they're going to launch Seeker missiles. And the Zerg army has to get out of there before the Seeker missiles apply. And they do dud out. Very nice micro right there from the Zerg player, pulling out the last second. Now, Captain Waffles doesn't have any Seeker missiles to assist in this fight. And it looks like the Zerg is going to barrel on through the bunkered front wall, and there's nothing here to stop it. The Ultras are just mawing their way, and there's nothing here. The couple of Widowmines stop coming out. Captain Waffles desperately needs to summon reinforcements right now. It looks like he's got a bit of an entrenchment right here, but the Infested Terrans coming in trying to stop that, but no, enough Marines and Widowmines to halt the Infested Terrans and their eggs before they could come out of their cocoons and come out of their eggs. So Rokids right there actually decides not to continue the attack, which I think is a good idea. He punched the hole through the front wall, but continuing on any further I think would have been a bit suicidal. There's just too many tanks, and the labyrinth of the Terran buildings is just too much to overcome. Maybe he could have tried to make an attack over here at this orbital command, but most of it is all mined out now, so in a way it might have been just a fruitless effort. And so it is a very, whoa, this Marine is gonna finish off the hatchery. Oh, that is nasty. And Captain Waffles there, gotta give the MVP to that Marine, the golden star, the golden medal, and his death will long be remembered for the Terran forces. Wow, that was incredible for Captain Waffles, sending in that single Marine. He did his job, and Rokids still is only on 4 bases, and really, he doesn't have any mining going on here. He has no mining going on in the main. He's running out of money at the 4th base, so he is actually almost out of money. If we look at the income tab right now, he is running desperately low. He is going to try to launch an attack, though, at the Terran's base down here at the Pocket 5 o'clock expansion. So many Ultras, they are able to take it down. So that attack is a success. One thing I will say that is going good for Rokids is, you know what? He really has been keeping his Ultra count high, despite the Widowmines, despite the Siege Tanks, and the constant pressure that the Terran has been applying. He's been keeping his Ultra count high. So even though he doesn't have all the bases in the world, he still has a presence on the map with all the Ultras he's got, and that's important because is he gonna save this base? Oh my God! Oh no! The base has to be canceled, so he loses basically